Now that I got all those products put on where they go, I'll get back onto this brush guard here. Winch plate, we'll get the winch plate all cleaned up, all the cuts I made yesterday, and see what we can get done here. There we go. Got it just mocked up in there. Need to figure out where the holes go. Got it all lined up here in the back on each side. It's even. Actually worked out pretty well. Just this little lip right here hangs out on both sides. Later on, when I get a good welder that works, I'll run a little bead right here, run one on the other side, and then maybe stitch weld in 3 spots. Add some better insurance than just the bolts that are holding on. Little progress update on the brush guard here. I got those washers put in there. Got new bolts put in up in here. One on both sides. Got these bolts right here. Light guards are pretty tight, no wiggle in them. Looks pretty good. Just a hair big, but I think it looks good. Looks pretty factory. Got 2 bolts in the winch plate here. The back lined up perfectly. So I'm gonna drill the rest of the holes here. The 1 hole here on each side. Brush guard will be done and show you what the plan for the rest of it is. I went and drew up some plans here. On a sheet of paper, I'll show you that more here when we get the rest of the brush guard bumped up. Use a 7/8 spacer. I don't know if you can see that, yeah, right there, 1 inch. Got the 2 1-inch ones left. Use those on another project. Use just the step bit to drill those holes here on my 1/2-inch drill. Worked pretty well. Go watch the last football game of the season. Hey everybody, gonna be out here finishing up that brush guard for you. Back out here, it's another day, so let's get on working on it. Got it right here, got these 2 bolts in the back to put back in. Gotta drill the holes for them. Then it'll be finished. Already got the hoops back on, as you saw. So I'm just drilling those 2 bolt holes out and show you guys what it might look like on a bumper. Went and flipped it upside down here so we can get to the bottom of these holes. Angle iron. Marked the holes with a Sharpie. Gonna use my automatic center punch a hole, drill a pilot hole from this side, and then I'll flip the brush guard over and drill it from the top where I don't have to deal with these bolts. Went and used the center punch, makes a little dimple down in there. You guys can see dimple down there. Did that on both sides here. Take my drill bit, and we'll drill a pilot hole and then drill from the other side. Use our step bit here. Flip the brush guard right side up, and we'll get to drilling them out. See if that hole's big enough right there. Put a bolt in there. The hole was the perfect size. Put the bolt through and put the nut on and impact her tight. Got this side drilled out. You can see it right there. There it is. Got all 4 bolts back in the winch plate. Looks pretty fresh with that nice clean winch plate in there. Also thinking about got this piece of C-channel that I picked up. Thinking about putting this on that brush guard that goes on my truck, the Dodge Ram. Up here, make place of that bar that's on that one. But what do you guys think it would look like if we went and put that up there, weld it up here, cut it off right here and weld it right there? You could put lights on it. I think that would look pretty slick actually. Maybe mount 3 lights right here. 1, 2, 3. I think it looks pretty good sitting up there. What do you guys think? Drop in the comments what you think of maybe doing something like that for some lights so you don't have the lights mounted down here or just rig them to the tube. Drop in the comments what you guys think about how that would look, and we'll get another piece to put up there if you guys like it. I think I like it. So hey everybody, we're over here at the front of the Jeep. So I think I'm gonna make some tube that goes into here. We'll have to figure out what the measurements of that is. I know the tube will slip in there, but we'll have to notch the tube down some for it to fit in here. From what I got 2x6 tube. That's all I got, so we'll have to make what I got work. We'll make that for both sides. Maybe we'll mock up what it'll look like out here so you guys can visualize it with me and see what you guys think. So I got the rectangle tube here mocked up, sitting about inch and a half lower than what it would be when it was on the Jeep, but I'll take you to a different angle so you guys can check it out and see what you guys think of it. View from the top, what it looks like. Just sitting there. I'd bring the bumper to about right here. Bring the bumper to about just past the mount on the straight tube. And then I would, this core support right here angles in just a little bit. So I might cut the tube off here about an inch past the mounting bracket and take another piece of tube and angle it back and bevel it up. It protects the lights here, but doesn't get in the way of your ground clearance under it. Do that on both sides. Straight 2x6 tube here would just go from there to there and then angle it on both sides. I think it would look pretty good. Let me know what you guys think of that. Should look at it again. It'd be sitting a little higher, and then the brush guard would come up here and protect your headlights. So maybe I'll bring the brush guard over here and show you what it would look like mocked up there too. So we got that kind of just all mocked up there. Got a 2x6 holding it up there. It would be sitting at probably a different angle and to lean back right now. I think it looks pretty good right now. Maybe I can move it just a hair. Yeah, that tipped it up a little bit because we could angle, not this how we needed to, angle it on the bumper a little straighter. It's sitting probably at like a 25-30 degree angle right now, so shows plenty of headlight. There's your entire headlight. Just takes up your, maybe we'll work on some brackets to come out of the body, and then it'd be easier to mock up and look at stuff. Then it wouldn't be on jack stands. Let's figure that out. Got a couple tape measures. We'll see what this hole looks like here. What we'd have to do to a piece of 2x6 tube to make it slip in there, and figure mounting it and everything, and to where the bumper would mount past it. See how far in we can make a bracket. So that's what it looks like that we have to deal with in there. There's 2 bolts. There's one back. There you go. You can see it. There's a hole down there in the bottom that you could put a bolt through to mount it, and then there's a big one on each side. Back in there further, so you could find about 3 points to put a bolt in on each side. Back out here to work on it. Took a couple days off working on it. Hey everybody, went and picked up this product from the Portland Sportsman show when I was there, taking that couple days off in Portland instead of at home. So went and picked up a couple soft shackles from this company that was selling them there. Seemed like a pretty good product. I'll open the bag up and go over them a little bit. Do a longer in-depth video in the future of them. Might buy some Harbor Freight branded Badlands ones also to have someone compare them to, and maybe another brand or two in the future. But I'll open these ones up and show them to you guys. Right, got the Ziploc bag that they came in. They had 2 Ziploc bags. I just condensed them down into one. So here's the soft shackle. Pretty good quality. From a company, Overland Vehicle Systems. Got the ball right there. They're not coated like some companies coat these in like a wax or a rubber. It's just the basic nylon. This part moves in and out to get it off the ball. They're 23 inches long. Yeah, they're from Overland Vehicle Systems, soft shackle. They're made of 3/8 rope. Braking strength is 36,000 pounds. Length 23 inches. Diameter 3/8. I think I paid 14 something for them. Just under 15 bucks. Get the other one open. You just slide that. You want a hammer? Slide the rope here back. It's got a loop in it, and it just freely slides through this other loop and the other piece of rope, and the harder you pull on it, the tighter it gets. So when you're pulling on a vehicle, this part will get tight, and then it's like a hard D-ring clevis, but soft. So it's never, this rope's never gonna come over this ball, is the principle. So that's the soft shackles I picked up at the Sportsman show when I was there. Seemed like a good product. Maybe I'll pick up another couple brands and have a longer form video showing them off. You'll see them used on the channel on recoveries. I look forward to testing them, seeing if they're a good product. I paid for both of these with my own money. They're not the company that makes them. They just distributed them at the show. I asked about seeing about maybe a sponsorship on a kinetic rope, but they said they didn't make the rope, so they didn't feel right about trying to work out that way, so didn't end up getting anything at the show. Picked up these 2. Definitely want to get a kinetic rope though, so you'll be seeing these on the channel. Hey everybody, I'm being at the Salt Lake City Off-Road Show too at the end of February. If you guys see me there, say hello. I'll be walking around looking at different booths, talking to people, seeing if I can maybe find some people to work with at different businesses there. I'll have some business cards to hopefully hand out to different companies to maybe work with them on products or something. See if I can find products to test on the channel there. Just walk around, get ideas for builds on the channel, and have fun looking at off-road vehicles and other content back out here to work on it. Had a couple problems when I worked on it last. Belt sander went out. The belt, the drive belt from the motor to the actual belt sanding part broke, and then I put a new one on it. Motor started smoking and or what it all happened, but it burned up, so I'm gonna have to get a new one of those. I did pick up that little cart toolbox that I'm gonna be making the fab table out of. Was looking at, you can get a little like 1 foot by 2 foot fab table that would be like an insert that I'll get, and it would take up probably to about right here from the very front to about right there from all the way to the side, so it'll take up most of the top, give it a little more height, and then you can put clamps in there like on a fab table. Be pretty nice. It's got these cubbies for you to stick stuff. It's got a drawer. And pick this up for my brother. It's like a tree saver, but a little shorter. Got a nice big drawer. And it's got these 2 swing out doors. Got some nice big casters on it already. 2 straights and then 2 that swivel. Closed nicely. There's a mag that holds them closed. Came with the key. And what I didn't notice when I showed you the picture of it, I saw this piece of pegboard back here. I guess it flips up. I thought it was just the back of the inside of where the doors are, bolts down there, so there's a nice place to hang wrenches or whatever you're working on to keep them out of your way. So that'll be nice. This will be a nice little fab table. Mount the welder down here. It also came surge protector built in and power cord already. It's pretty nice. Paid $40 for this. I think I got a pretty good deal on it. So mount the welder probably right under the power strip there. Make a little shelf for it. Consumables and gloves and whatever else you need for welding and fab work in there. Maybe some grinder wheels, cut off discs, lap discs in there. Down here, keep your helmet and coat and anything else big and bulky. So that's a look at it. Serve the purpose I need it for. It's gonna be a nice little fab cart. When we can get to ordering parts for it and get to cracking that out, it'll be pretty cool. Show you that when I get everything for it. So let's get to measuring the inside dimensions of those holes there for the bracket on both sides and see what we can do with some square tube. I know we'll have to notch it down to, I think that's about 4 inches, but we'll see. Let's do it. So it looks like we got till about almost 8 inches of bracket that we'll have before we hit a bump in there that takes about a third of the inside of the frame rail there up. So we'll have about 8 inches to work depth wise. We may need to grind some of the side of the tube out to slip past those, swage it in there, and then it'll hit that wall, and that's about how much we have on this side. On the passenger side, there's nothing we'll make contact with. The driver's side here is the one we're gonna have to worry about the most. We'll probably come out about 9, clear this bracket for the grill and the header panel. Let's figure out height, and looks like we got about 4 and 14/16. We'll have to cut a little over 1 inch off, notch it down 1 inch, and then we'll be able to slip it in there. So we got the tube laid out here. This is the part that will go away. We got it X'd out. How long it'll be in the frame rail. That's how much meat you'll have inside of there. And then this part will be notched out, sitting higher or lower. I think I'm gonna have it sit lower. That part can clear those nuts. We'll cut this part out and see how it works. So I got those lines transferred to the other side so I can cut that whole chunk off. Got it transferred to the top, so this whole chunk right here is coming off. Diablo cut off. Got most of that cut out here pretty good. Stick a chisel in there and hit it and should be able to break that little piece that's holding on left, and then we'll have it out of there. Got that piece broken off. It's like a nice little piece of C-channel now. Sit off that piece of tube. Sticks in the Jeep like that. Clean that up a little bit. I do a little cleaning up here in this corner. It sticks out just a little bit. Where this side's pretty flush. Square, this one's kind of rounded, so we'll cut it out a little better, and then on the bottom too. Got that all cleaned up now. She's pretty square. Take a notch out of the top and the bottom and straighten the sides out, so that should help slipping the tube in there a little bit. Hey guys, so There it is. Got it in the frame rail part of the way. It's in there pretty snug. I think I need to remove another 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of material on this lip here. And right there, that marks about how far in the frame rail it was. And it was in there about 4 inches. I measured that out. So it's in there pretty good. So got about another 4 inches to go. Went and took my dead blow hammer and pounded her in there. So that's what it'll look like when it's in there. My cut lined up pretty well. Worked out pretty well how I did that. The side, probably take 1 inch or 2 off of it. See if I can get it out of there. And well, just took a flap wheel. I found a new one that I had. I was using an older one before. Went and took some of the surface off here, some of the rust. Ground down the weld. It was sticking out, you can just feel a bump there. So I took that down. Then I went and like beveled the edge here a little bit so it'll go in easier. I'll do that on both sides. Whipping the second bracket up here pretty quickly actually. Go ahead and clean this area up, and so there we go. Got that passenger side one all cleaned up. It goes all the way in. So that's what they look like on there. They look pretty good. We'll cut them a little shorter when we're ready to mount the bumper, I think. But right now, that's good progress on the part of the bumper build, I think. Hey everybody, I think this is where we're gonna go ahead and pause this series of doing the bumper and the brush guard refab for right now. We'll pick it up here in the future, and you guys will see the rest of the bumper build when we get a welder on our hands and a couple other things wrapped up, and we'll get back to the bumper. But I think the next video you might see is cleaning up the motor and maybe cracking the oil pan open and replacing the rear main seal. So you guys, that'll be a nice in-depth video tutorial on how to do a rear main seal. Be a good vantage point with it out of the Jeep so you guys can see how to do your rear main seal. It's pretty easy. It's an easy job, doesn't take too long. You just pull your oil pan, pull the rear cap on your crankshaft, and there's the rear main seal. So I think that might be the next video that we do on the Jeep series. I hope you guys are liking the videos I'm putting out so far. So I hope you guys will like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll be putting the content out every Saturday like I have been doing. So I hope you guys like what you see here. I have a Facebook page if you'd go check that out. Zimmerman's 4x4. Also have an Instagram that I just started. Be uploading on Facebook and Instagram too. Little shorts showing you progress of what I'm doing and different things that I'm tinkering on. So if you go check those out too. So thank you guys. See you in the next video.